What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. The Dolphins are about to trade Jaylen Waddle. Um, I know y'all see all the reports out here. I think that they actually are, but I'm gonna tell you the details behind it, when it's gonna happen. It's not happening right now, but I believe it actually might actually. It really is gonna happen. We're gonna talk about it. Give y'all some time to come in the building. Again, punch that like button. We also got this Pittsburgh Steelers Bengals game on TV. Bengals fighting. They trying. They just can't get enough done. LOL, not gonna happen. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let some of y'all come in the building, man. All right, so I know y'all see all the rumors and all that stuff that Waddle removed the Dolphins from his Instagram and all that good stuff. Listen, y'all, this team is not going to give up. All right. And shout out to who was that? Just who's that? The member D Hug all day said they should trade him anyway. TD chill with the clickbait. It's a rumor. I know it's a rumor, man. Get in here and pay attention. I'll talk about the clickbait. I think they are gonna trade Waddle. And let me explain it to you. And then I gotta talk to y'all too, man. Like Dolphin fans, we gotta start being more realistic. Okay, we gotta start being more realistic. All right. So let me break down why I think they are gonna trade Waddle within probably the next 3 weeks. This team ain't gonna win. They're going to fight as hard as they can to stay alive. And as long as we're alive and got hope, they're gonna keep going down that road because they know they're on the hot seat. You gotta fight until you can't fight anymore, as the Bengals score a touchdown with Jamar Chase. Um, Here's what I'll say. I'm actually getting tired of Dolphin fans thinking about the now instead of the long term future. I really am. I'm like really over it. Like so many Dolphin fans out here, the only thing on your mind, all you're thinking about is right now. You're not thinking about the future. And by the way, Chase didn't catch that touchdown. They need to review that. That's an incomplete pass. They need to review that. If they don't review that, they stupid. That is an incomplete pass, by the way. Man, my remote. There you go. Turn it down. So we have to stop this mess, man. Why y'all keep falling in love with people so much? Like, okay, Jaylen Waddle. Who is Jaylen Waddle? A good receiver? Like, do y'all understand? Like, I want y'all to really think about this, Dolphin fans. The Dolphins are not good now. They still got to purge the roster. Tyree got to be cut. Chubb got to be released or traded. Phillips probably not reing up. Like y'all do understand the roster's gonna get even worse, but young talent. And then not Patrick Paul, but Jonah and Kenneth Grant, they need to develop. Why is it so like in y'all mind? Do y'all not realize at a minimum, and this is me being generous, at a minimum, and this is me being generous, the Dolphins are going to need 3 years. They got to finish this year, failure. Next year, they got to cut all those guys, and we're going to have one of the youngest teams. It's going to be a failure. The year after that, they're going to be still operating through the draft. We'll be okay, but it ain't going to be a contending team. And then the year after that, at the earliest, when you go on free agency and you try to load up with some complimentary pieces, that's when you want to try to have a chance. And I'm trying to explain to y'all, what is Waddle gonna be 3 years from now? What is Waddle gonna be when he's 29 years old? When he's up for more money? I want you to think about that too. Here's another thing. When this roster is stripped, Waddle gonna go out there put up 13, 14, 1,500 yards for the next 2, 3 years. He gonna look like one of the best receivers because he's gonna be one of the only ones on the roster. We gonna force feed him the football. His stock gonna stay the same or rise a little. And then when you're ready to compete, what you gonna pay him yet again? And this time, $35 million at 29 years old? No, he knows he's gonna be able to get his last big bag, and in free agency or in a trade, he's gonna get 35. The Dolphins ain't gonna want to do that. So why are y'all so stuck on holding on for him for the next 2.5 years when we're gonna be rebuilding? It's like we got this obsession with, well, we gotta have a good player. You ain't finna win nothing for 2+ years, man. Come to that realization. We gotta come to that realization. If you don't come to that realization, you just doing what you did with Xavier Howard, paying him just to waste time. Same thing you doing with Zach Sealer. See, I told y'all. Y'all laughed at me. Y'all yelled at me. Y'all told me, man, what is this dude talking about? Why would we trade Zach Sealer? Why would we trade Zach Sealer? And what did I tell y'all? Because we ain't gonna be great this year, and all we gonna be doing is paying him. And then the next 2 years we not gonna be great. Then by the time that's over, he gonna be over 30. He ain't gonna be worth it no more. Then what you gonna do? You just wasted. We love wasting money. Start thinking about the future. Whether Waddle's news out there is rumors or not, y'all should be asking, y'all should be begging for him to be traded so you can go get a first round pick. Miami need to go out there and be like, hey, we ready to we willing to move Waddle, but it has to start at a first round pick. And you're gonna get 2 or 3 serious teams. You know what, man? We trying to go for it. He's a proven weapon. Going in the draft, you don't know what you're gonna get. We know that he can contribute right away. You can get a first for Waddle, believe it or not. There's 2, 3 teams out there that might be able to cough up a first, a contending team, so it'll be a late first. You got to think about it. Look at what Tennessee got for AJ Brown, and AJ Brown is on another echelon, right? But they got a mid first round pick, which was 18th overall, and they got a third round pick. So Waddle's at least a first round pick in the 20s with nothing else. With nothing else. You can get that for Waddle. You really can get a first round pick. So y'all got to get out of the mindset of, oh, Waddle's good and you don't want to know. Man, y'all ain't getting it, man. We need to focus on the young guys for the future. You have to, man. Flick said, TD, what is this title? What you mean? Exactly what I'm telling you right now, man. I think it's in both parties' best interest to part ways with him. Exactly. Let that man go contend, man. Y'all like we love wasting people's career. Y'all are gonna be 29 and we ain't gonna be doing nothing. And then finally, whenever we might be thinking we ready to compete, then he gonna be out there limping and getting hurt all the time and stuff like older guys do. Then what? Then what we gonna do? Cry? Oh, he got hurt. We didn't see that coming. Yeah, of course you didn't see it coming because you didn't prepare for it. You didn't prepare for it. As Aaron Rodgers get picked off, so the Bengals still alive. You got to move Waddle. And like I said, y'all are wasting time with him. Y'all just want a guy to say that, hey, he's good. We got a good receiver for the next 3 years while you ain't winning nothing. Now, A-Chain, on the other hand, that's a delicate situation because he's a little bit younger. Oh, bro. See, what scares me about A-Chain is the shelf life because he's a small back. What is A-Chain going to be 3 years from now? I mean, how many years A-Chain been in the league now? Is this his third year? Is this his third year? Small backs like A-Chain, what's their life expectancy? How long do they thrive in the league? That's what you got to look at. Look at the history of running backs his size in his skill set. How many years do they typically shine in the league before they start going ghost? Something to consider. That's what you should be thinking about when it comes to A-Chain. Scant said Waddle was the wrong pick anyway. Should have been Chase. Who you telling? That's wild how we got so many things wrong. Devin A-Chain should be traded also. Yeah, it's a delicate thing, man. I could see them keeping him, but I could understand why you would trade him for the same reason I'm talking about. For the same reason I'm talking about. So yeah, man. I heard Denver is a high trade candidate for Waddle. Man, it's a lot of high trade candidates. As long as the Dolphins make him available, he's going to be a high candidate. As long as the Dolphins make him available. And you got to put out there, we starting at a first round pick. There are teams right now contemplating, should we offer a first? And look for it to be one of the teams that pretty much know they're going to make the playoffs. Look for a team that pretty much knows they're going to make the playoffs. And now Greer has to make sure he does nothing interdivision because Patriots and Buffalo probably would go after him. But you got to make sure that you don't do anything interdivision. Do you draft quarterback, O-line, or CB first? Listen, man. First, I can't answer until we know the landscape of what's coming out. My plan is you acquire as many assets as you can. Like, if I'm Miami, I'm offering Mike McDaniel the same deal they offer Flores. You want 100,000 every loss? Yeah, it was. That's what he claimed in the lawsuit. Told him to take an early vacation. But I'm trying to sell everything. And I'm gonna have a top 3 pick this year. And I probably won't draft a quarterback unless I identify one that I feel great about. That's our guy. And he's there at that number. Say we got the 3rd pick. If he's there at 3, you take him. If he's not there at 3, try to trade out. Try to trade out with like the 10th overall pick. And then take their first from them next year. And a future 3rd that's going to be a compensatory or something like that. I would trade out of 3, pick up like a 10th overall pick as Higgins scores a touchdown. That's what I would do this year. I would trade Waddle for a first. Matter of fact, I might even trade Waddle for a 2027 first and like a 7th round pick. I'll push it out. I'll trade him for a 27 first. And I'll purge the roster. I'll get all the 3rds and 4ths I can for the other guys. Maybe you can get a 2nd for A-Chain. And I'm trying to get everything for 27. And teams will do that because they're like, oh, not 26? Oh, 27? All right, let's do it. And then if I got the 3rd overall pick in 26, if my quarterback's there, I get him. If he's not there, I trade down to like 10, 11, or 12. I pick that pick up, and I get another 27 first-round pick. And at 10, 11, 12, got to be trenches. I'm looking for my right tackle. Patrick Paul on the left. I'm getting my right tackle on the right. Austin Jackson, it's time to move on. You too banged up. You still under contract. We'll run you into 1 more year. but I'm getting my right tackle at 10, 11, or 12 overall. And at this point, I got my right tackle next year. I have my left tackle and Patrick Paul, so my tackle positions are booked. I'm set at the tackle position. I'm booked. Thank you. And I got 3 first-round picks next year. And let me do you one better. Next year, not only am I getting a tackle in the first round, I'm getting my right guard in the second round. I'm not giving up on Jonah. Obviously, you can't give up on him yet. Jonah's going to be my left guard with Eichenberg backing him up one final year. But I want y'all to see what we're doing here. I got my left tackle in Patrick Paul. I got a number 10 overall pick on the right tackle position. I got a second round pick at right guard. I got Jonah at left guard because it's his sophomore year, hoping he can improve with Eichenberg backing him up. And for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and get me a center in free agency because I'm not trying to win next year. I'm just trying to start to establish my O-line. So after 2026, see, I don't care about weapons or nothing like that. I'm going out there. We got undrafted players and everything, and we trying to develop some people. Now, 2027 is where you have fun. You already got a left tackle. You already got a right tackle. You already got a right guard. You got a left guard, and hopefully they work out. If not, at least you know what you need to do. So here I am in 2027 with 3 first-round picks, and guess what? I got another top 3 pick because my roster is garbage again. But I got 3 first-round picks and a second and a third, an additional third. So what am I doing? Once again, I'm going to grab my quarterback right then and right there. I'm going to grab my quarterback at number 1, 2, or 3 overall in 2027. And I got 2 more first-round picks. Oh, I got 2 more first-round picks. That's where I'm going to get the best center in the draft with my second first-round pick. I'm going to get the best, and maybe the best center in the draft is a late first-round pick. So what I'm going to do in the middle of the first round, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draft me a wide receiver. I'm going to draft me a wide receiver in the middle of the first round. That's going to be one of the best wide receivers coming out of the draft. And then with my last first-round pick, I'm going to get me the best center I can find in the draft. It's probably going to be the top center late in the first. And then in the second round, I'm going to grab me the best running back available that's available in the draft. It's all offense, baby. So here I am in 2027. I got 5 fresh, truly invested guys on the offensive line. I got my quarterback that I'm hoping is the future. They got 1 nice wide receiver on the outside. We got a nice running back. And that's where we start to build. That unit moving together. That's where we build. In the 3rd, 4th round and all of that, obviously I'm looking for me some nice linebackers. I'm looking for a tight end. That's where you start to build. Free agency, you get some complimentary pieces just to run the team. And I'm ready to truly turn our fortune around in 2028. I am ready for the Miami Dolphins' fortune to be a competitive, real football team in 2028, with my first round pick being probably a defensive end or a corner. My second round pick probably being a corner or a safety. In free agency, I'm trying to get proven linebackers. That's the one position I'm tired of. I don't want to draft. I want to go get somebody proven and spend money on it and get me some real linebackers. I want 3 legitimate linebackers. Killers, man. The one thing the Dolphins just don't do. We don't get those top-notch linebackers. We just always get some solid guys. That's where we be missing it. Real linebackers, top 10 linebackers. Just want to see a Super Bowl win before I pass. LOL. Hey man, we all do. But that's how that's what I'm doing. Brooks is good. I ain't looking for good. I'm looking for great. That's the problem. We get so caught up in good. Oh, Brooks is nice. Brooks ain't one of the top, like one of them dudes though. I know what I'm saying, man. We gotta stop getting used to the good Dolphin player. We gotta stop falling in love with the good Dolphin player. Man, where the elite ones? Where are the elite ones? Elite. That's how you handle this, man. And you get your young quarterback with protection, weapons, and you build around that and you start working on your defense. But TD, he leading the league in tackles, though. Yeah, I know, but that ain't always a good thing. Leading the league in tackles it ain't always a good thing. Tell me who's leading the league in tackles for a loss. That's what I want to see. Don't show me how many tackles you got, especially when more than half of them 7 yards down the field. That ain't always a good thing. These fans are so stupid. We need corners worse than linebackers. No. Remember, this is a build. This is a build. One piece at a time. The first thing I'm trying to do is give me an offense that can put up 30. If the Chargers can do it, the Bengals can do it, and all of those guys, give me an offense that can put up 30. That's where we're going to start. Then we're going to build on our defense in 2028 and 2029. But give me my offensive unit that I can roll with for the next 7 to 8 years. That's the investment. So, yeah, man, that's what I would do if I'm the Dolphins. You got to punt this year and next year. And I know Dolphin fans don't want to hear that. Man, no, man, I want to compete. All right, you keep trying to compete in purgatory instead of setting it up the right way. Y'all keep wanting to compete in purgatory. If you knew the season was going to start like this, would you have been all in the offseason talking about, well, you know what, our pass rush, I think we got something. This roster might be low-key good. We got rid of the problems. We might rattle off 12, 13 wins. Where y'all at? Where them people that was spewing that craziness at? Where all y'all at? What made you believe that early on? What made you believe that? Something in you made you believe it. What made you believe that? Yeah, TD, but it starts with, oh, what was that? Getting rid of Greer first. Yeah, I get it. Obviously those dominoes have to fall first. Those dominoes have to fall first. We knew it last year when we played. Uh-huh. Yeah, please. Yeah. I need this has to be warm. It's kind of cool. Yeah, well, just sit it up. Huh? Yeah, we just sit in the microwave or something. Well, Rice is back for Mahomes. Thank you so much. That's right. He got to let the new GM start trading after Greer is gone. No. Greer need to start trading now. This is where y'all missed the point. See, Greer can finish the season out. McDaniel, let me tell you something. In my timeline, Greer gets fired when the season is over, but we need him to make those transactions right now. We need him to make those transactions right now. So Greer stays to the end of the season. As soon as the season is over, put him in another role or fire him. McDaniel, y'all disagree, but I'm keeping him one more year. Because remember, I'm putting the season anyway. I done already paid the man. The man getting paid. No. Yeah, but no, it's water really now. We already paid the man. So I'm keeping McDaniel next year too. And guess what? I might keep 2 or 2. Unless somebody willing to trade. If nobody willing to trade, I keep 2 or 2. Remember, I'm stripping the roster. We gonna get a top 3 pick. That might be an interception for real, for real. Wow. DK Metcalf. Um, TD distracted by yams. No, I'm distracted by this game right now. Um, but TD, you can't let Greer keep corrupting and Evan the team. Well, no. Remember, his job right now will only be to trade players away and get picks for him. Once the season is over, fired. He ain't gonna be doing nothing else. He's done. Then I hire me a new GM, and I tell that new GM, hey man, you evaluate everything and make your decisions. Do you want to keep McDaniel and Tua? Do you want to move on from him? Whatever you want to do, you decide, and let's move forward. Um, uh, TD, you're supposed to build defense, O line, and hopefully around that time you find your QB. Then you get a good running back, tight end to help the QB, and wide receivers come last. No. That's the old way of doing it, bro. Why wouldn't I build that Great Wall of China with my QB to get used to first? That's the way we're doing this moving forward. You build that Great Wall of China with your young QB and let him get used to it. Why am I going to ruin his internal clock focusing on the defense with him and trying to build an offense slowly? No. Now on, it's the Great Wall of China with your young quarterback. That's simple. TD, you plan on hitting on every pick? No, not at all. And that's why I love my plan. That's why I love my plan. Let me give it to you. Remember, if I can, I'm trading away Tua. I'm probably getting something for that, maybe a second round pick. He does have some value, whether y'all want to acknowledge it or not. A team will still utilize his accuracy, all that little stuff, and to survive and get by. They'll invest a second round pick. If you can pay a second for Josh Rosen, you might even get a first for Tua. But I'm just gonna say a second round pick. Waddle gonna get you a first. A-Chain gonna get you a second. So here I am trading players away, and I just got a first in 2 seconds. Then I already got a first rounder because I'm not doing good this year, and it's probably a top 3 pick. It's probably a top 3 pick. And remember, that first round pick, I'm trying to ask for 2027, which means the team will be even more likely to do it. The further out it is, the more likely they are to do it. So I got a top 3 pick in 26, 2 first rounders in 27, and 3 second rounders in 27. Now, what did I tell you earlier? I'm taking that top 3 pick. I'm trading down to 10, 11, 12, one of them. And I'm picking up another 2027 first round pick. Plus, I'm gonna be bad in 26, so I'll have another top pick in 27. So here I am in 2027. I got 3 first round picks and 3 second round picks. In 26, I still got like the 10th overall pick and the second round pick. So I'm getting my O-line. I'm getting my right tackle. I know Patrick Paul good enough now. He's already proven that he's good and he's gonna get better. Now I'm going to get my right tackle. Will he work out? I hope so. If he doesn't, that's why I acquired all these picks. And now I can look at my right tackle for 1 year and look in 2027 and say, do we need to draft another one and kick this guy inside? So I'm building an opportunity to look at guys. By 2027, I also know, hey, is Jonah improving or not? He improving? Good. Let's keep going. He not? All right, let's get another guy and put Jonah as the backup now. Eichenberg, time to go. You get to see it coming. With my plan now, Jonah doesn't just get this year, he has next year as well. And I can determine if he's improving. And if he is, stay the course. If he not, 2027, let me get me another guard. Plus, I'm drafting a guard next year in the first round. I mean, in the second round. Why would they say that pass is incomplete? He got the ball in his hand, dragging both feet because he shifted the ball afterwards. That's a catch, though. That's crazy work. That still should have been a catch. But that's how you got to play that. You got to see it coming. If I got 3 first round picks in 27 and 3 second round picks in 27, I will know in 27 if I need to replace Jonah and put him as a backup and draft another starter. I will know if my right tackle is going to work out or not. If I need to invest again in it or not. I will know. I would know. That's the beauty of the plan. True Waddle for James Winston. Nah, no more small guys. Not getting a first for Tua. Yeah, I would actually be surprised. You'd be surprised. Now the contract hurts us from getting the first. That's why I said second. That's why I projected a second. Just for the sake of argument, I said, okay, a second for Tua. You can get that. This not worth a second. Yeah, you can. If Josh Rosen, if we pay a second for Josh Rosen, you can get a second for Tua. You should be able to get way more than that for Tua if you got a second for Rosen. Just saying. Something to consider. TD Fans Talk, we need a QB first. And that's already in my plan for 2027. Remember, if we have a top 3 pick in 26. If your quarterback is there, this the guy we want, and he's there at 2 or 3 or 4, wherever we drafting, you get him. If he's not there, you trade out of that spot and go down to like 10, 11, or 12, or 13. And you pick up an additional pick in 27. And what do? You take your right tackle right there at 10, 11, 12, 13. Then you go get your quarterback in 27. But you got to identify in 26 who's the guy you want, and if he's there, you get him. If he's not, you pass and go get you a right tackle. Dolphins will ruin that, TD. Maybe so. It's a high probability they will. That don't mean we stop planning and hoping they don't, hoping that we finally get a competent general manager. That don't mean we just give up. We still here. We all out here right now on this stream, ain't we? That mean we still care. Almost 400 people watching right now. That means we still care about the team. So whether they're gonna mess it up or not, we at least hoping they don't. Forget 27. Give me Fernando or Jaylen at 26. I'm with. Well, I don't know if I'm with you. I got to go evaluate them first. But what I will say is, if they are the guys, if they're there, you take them. But if they're not, you trade out and you focus on 27 for your quarterback. It's that simple. I've been a Dolphin fan since '86. This is the first season that I'm not feeling trade everything and ramp it up for 2028, fire everybody. Yeah. But Dolphin fans have to come to that realization. Sacrifice the next 2 years for a better future. Y'all keep playing. Let me tell y'all another thing you need to consider, and it's gonna be the worst thing for us. But I ain't gonna lie, it's a possibility. Don't rule it out, y'all. I'm telling you now, we all know what need to happen. But let me tell you now what might happen that's gonna be the worst thing ever for us. They might fire Chris Greer. They might even fire McDaniel, or maybe they don't. But that new general manager might come in saying, hey, man, let's try to build around Tua again. He's an accurate quarterback. I feel like I could build something around him to win. The biggest delusion. I think Omar was on Rich Eisen or something today. And that was the narrative he was saying. Well, the team never really built properly around Tua. Like, do y'all know how rare it is to have everything around a guy? In 2022, 2023, you had Teron Armstead, Austin Jackson was playing better, Connor Williams was playing great football, Robert Hunt was playing top level football. Left guard was the only one that like up and down, but that's a good O line. And I understand some of them got hurt, but that's every team. You had an O line around them. You had Waddle. You had Tyreek. You had a tight end. Like, you had the run game. Like, this notion that was Mostert and A-Chain went off. But this narrative, they never built properly around Tua. Like, wow, they keep shifting these narratives. And I don't want to hear nothing about injuries. Teams deal with that. But what people don't realize, even back then, you didn't beat a good team over 500. And then when it mattered most, you lost anyway. And this is what I keep trying to tell y'all. This is why I never, I don't believe in Tua. Because we got a great O-line. What if the other team got a great O-line? We got top-notch receivers. What if the other team got top-notch receivers? Yeah, but we got a good run game. But what if they do? Our defense is tight, but what if theirs is? It's going to come down to who has the better quarterback that makes more plays. And when you get in the playoffs, more teams get closer and closer to having what they need. By the time you get to the AFC Championship and NFC Championships, those teams typically have everything they need. Yeah, they still deal with injuries, but they usually have, like, the teams, there ain't many mismatches the further you go. It comes down to which quarterback makes the big plays and which one makes the mistakes. And this is the biggest misconception that we have. We got to build better around him. No. Because when it matters most, he's going to have to do all the heavy lifting anyway. And it's just something he's never shown us he can do. So what I'm scared of is us getting another general manager feeling like they want to take a few years to build around Tua, just for us to find out what I've been telling y'all all along anyway. It didn't matter. He's not going to outduel any of the better quarterbacks in the league when it comes down to it. He's not. And if we get into that, y'all, that means we're going to do like 9 years with Tua. Y'all think it's over. It ain't over. Not unless they move forward. There is a chance that they can continue to build around him, man. And Ross out here playing these games. Some tell me I don't even know if I trust Ross to want to move on from anybody right now. The fan base know what needs to be done more than anybody right now. For the first time, like as fans, we can say we know what's best for the team. You know, all them people that say, oh, I'm supposed to trust you over a general manager. You can almost trust any Dolphin fan now over a general manager. We know exactly what we need to do. But there's a chance they still won't even do that. There's a chance they still won't even do that, y'all. And here's the deal. As we rebuild right now, remember Greer went on the podium. We're in somewhat of a light rebuild right now. He admitted it. Y'all remember he admitted it this offseason. He said, yeah, we're kind of like rebuilding right now. Remember he said that out of his mouth, right? What's important for y'all to know, even the new rebuild is already failing. What does the new rebuild look like? You got to say what was changed. You invested in the O-line. You went and got Jonas Savaiinaea. It already failing. You went and replaced the trenches on the D-line with Kennedy Grant, already failing. Y'all see what I mean? He's already failing on this reset. Not rebuild, reset. He's already failing on the reset. Prima said Tua will be a bridge QB. No, I think Tua's going to get an opportunity with another team if we trade him, and he's going to be their guy for 2 to 3 years. And he'll probably play 2 years for him. He'll probably play 2 years for him. Now, the team he goes to, who knows? They might have a good personnel around him, and he can win you 9, 10 games, help you. But he ain't gonna win no big games. He ain't gonna win no big games. Not ones that matter most. Is that a McDaniels Twisted Tea TD? Nah, not at all. Really ain't had no alcohol in quite some time. I haven't had no Twisted Tea in a little bit, man. Yeah. You watching the 80s boom? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Bengals trying to make a huge statement right now, man. They up. Pittsburgh better tighten up because they got a chance to run away with that division. And right now, the Bengals win this game, I'm telling y'all now, they still gonna make the playoffs because they can win some games until Burrow get back, and then they go on a little run. You never know. You never know. Because they're gonna be sellers too, unless they win this game. The Bengals might be looking to sell a lot of players too, but if they win this game, they might pump the brakes. 3 wins, because that'll give them 3, I think. Yeah. Interesting. TD Fans Talk, what was the worst loss in the Tua era in your opinion? Hey, that's a crazy question you asking me. Worst loss. There's so many. There's so many. See, I can go all the way back to Tua's rookie year. Last game of the regular season. You win and you're in versus Buffalo. None of y'all remember that game. I do. Rookie year, last game of the season versus Buffalo, winning you're in. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. But there were so many. I remember it 56-10 loss. I ain't even remember the score. I just remember that was bad. There's so many though, y'all. Tennessee like 3 different times. I don't even remember which one, but all three of them. So many of them, man. Chargers 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or something like that. 49ers 3 years ago. I remember the first play of the game. We like threw a slant to Sherfield or somebody. He ripped up the field for the touchdown, and we ain't score after that. Tua threw like 3 picks. Green Bay game. There's so many. See, you know what? Nobody ever thinks about that. There's so many. Like he's completed 5 years. In every year, you can reach to at least three of them that were like, oh, bad, bad. Every year, you got about 3 games in a year where you're like, bad, bad. This man like got like 15 plus bad, bad games when you really add them up. In London, lost to the Jaguars. There's a lot, y'all. There's a lot. Tua is the best QB on our roster by far. Yeah, that ain't saying nothing though. That's not saying anything. He has a lot, man. Don't get me started with the rookie year. All them games that he ended up getting benched and Fitzpatrick had to come in and win, like the Raiders. Remember that? Another one, Fitzpatrick had to come in and win. I forgot what it was, but we lost. But he came all the way back, but we still lost. But he gave us a chance because Tua was playing so bad. There are actually a lot, y'all. When you really truly think about it, there are a lot. There are a lot of games where he was bad. Multiple turnovers. It's typically against the good teams. But when you really look at it, you sprinkle in some of the bad ones in there too, and he's just like the Tennessee games, the Panthers. Like you sprinkle some of them in too, and these weren't even like great teams, and he's starting to be bad against the bad teams. I think Tua is great. Just give him a chance. Yeah. All right. Whatever you believe. Oh, I get rid of Tua when we have no better QB. It's moronic. Mm, that's so funny. Why would um why would Denver get rid of Russell Wilson when they had no better QB? Hmm? Why would Washington get rid of their QB when they didn't have a better QB and end up getting Jaden Daniels like Denver got Bo Nix? Like, do some of y'all listen to yourself? Why get rid of a guy if you have nothing better? Because you need to go back out and look for something better. That don't mean you got to hold on to what you got. You wouldn't dare say, why would we get rid of Pat White when we have nothing better? You knew it was time. Why did we get rid of Tannehill when we had nothing better? That's what you do so you can try to find something better. You don't hold on to what you got, you'll never find nothing better. That's why people that always say, we need Tua. We've already proven what the team looks like when he doesn't play with the backups. Why do y'all keep doing that crap? They're backups. If the team would look the same or better, they wouldn't be backups. They're supposed to look worse than the starter. It's supposed to be worse than the starter because they're backups. So stop comparing backups to Tua. Tua's the guy. We already saw what it looks like in this system without him. With backups? Marino showed a dog at QB. We need a dog at QB. I agree. Man, Tua roster 2020 to 2025, Tannehill would have cooked. You might be right. I don't care what nobody say. To me, Tannehill was a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa. And people going to argue that. But can you please tell me when Tannehill had the weapons that Tua Tagovailoa has had? Tannehill got a better arm, and his intermediate accuracy is deadly. And he could throw the deep ball. And we compare the two. Yeah, I know the man ain't had good pocket presence. That's clear. But Tua deer in the headlight too. For some reason, we just automatically gave him great pocket presence, and I have no clue why. But people walk around and say it all the time. Oh, Tannehill didn't have any pocket presence. At least Tua has pocket presence. I don't know where that comes from. Tannehill wasn't a good QB at all. Maybe, but he's better than Tua, if you ask me. Better than Tua, if you ask me. And I could only imagine what he would have looked like with some real weapons. Like when he went to Tennessee and had A.J. Brown. And you know what's funny about when he went to Tennessee? Everybody only talks about the playoff games where he put up like a 90 yards and 120, and he didn't put up many yards in the playoff game, right? That's all they talk about. But they didn't see this man week in and week out battling against the Chiefs, beating them in thrillers, 4-quarter game-winning drives. They didn't see this man playing big-time teams with big competition, literally taking it. And he led the league in the passer rating that year, higher than any passer rating Tua has ever had, and beat good teams like the Chiefs in their Super Bowl year. That's what happens when you load up around them. Even guys like Tannehill can look competent. I use the process of elimination when I evaluate games, y'all. I use the process of elimination. One thing I always do with teams, and I do recognize any given Sunday applies, right? But there are just some trends. There are some trends. If I see you and you playing great football as a quarterback, but everybody you play are some of the worst defenses in the league or one of the worst teams in the league, and you're winning all those games, but every time you play a good defense or a better team, you lose them all and you play your worst football, those are trends. Those are the clear trends you can look at to make hypotheses about the future. And I think I kind of like struck the Dolphins community last week when I made a bold statement that was so true, but nobody ever thought about. I don't know if y'all remember I said this, and I said it on the collective, but Tua doesn't have one game in his entire resume where he's played 4 great quarters of football against a real good, competitive, contending team. Not one game in his professional career where he played 4 quarters of great quarterback football against a top tier team in the NFL. Not one. And here we are in year 6. Not one. And then I see all these young rookies and stuff already putting up 1 and 2 of them in their rookie year. Not one, ladies and gentlemen. Not a single one. Not one. Tell you all you need to know. Great quarterbacks duel it out against good teams. And they put up performances where they rip it for 4 quarters straight, even against great competition. Y'all remember that Buffalo Lions game last year, 45-44, something like that? Those are the big games where 2 quarterbacks dueling it out and they playing great football for 4 quarters. Happens every week in a game. And our guy doesn't have one in his entire career. 4 quarters. Tannehill got 2021 Titans to number 1 seed with Henry out. Yes, I remember that. Yes. That's why they shouldn't let Greer make any decisions, man. But he's the decision maker. Appreciate the donations, y'all, for those who sent them. Thank y'all. And let me say this, man. The Bengals are slanting the heck out of Pittsburgh. They just throwing slant after slant after slant, moving down the field. The Steelers in trouble. I don't know. He's had a couple like the 2023 Chargers opener. Once again, what happened to the Chargers that year? Remember the criteria. Play 4 quarters of great football against a legitimate contending team. The Chargers didn't make the playoffs, below 500, and had the worst defense in the entire NFL. The worst. 32nd ranked in the NFL. We thought it was impressive at first. The Chargers fired their coach that year. We thought we had one for Tua, finally doing it out, until we realized that defense was ranked 32nd in the NFL that year. Horrific. Herbert was out there putting up 30 every week and losing. So try again. I'm telling you, Tua doesn't have one. It's crazy to me. I'm serious. Not one win that all the great quarterbacks can say they have. Remember this one against that team? We dueled it out, and they were a legitimate team. Not one in his whole 5.5, 6-year career. It's crazy when you think about it. And you start to put things into perspective. He really ain't proved nothing in this league. Has nothing to show for. Um, Everybody always talk about Ravens. We said 4 quarters of great football. Don't forget the first half, the man threw 2 picks. He dug the hole. Y'all see this? What I'm saying? We're gonna be trying our best to look for. Yeah, it got to be one game. Not one game in his whole career where he played 4 quarters of great football against another great team that were legitimate contenders. Mike, it doesn't even matter if the Ravens defense was trash. Tua was trash in the first half. I said 4 quarters of great football. What elite, great, or really good quarterback don't have no games against contenders where they play 4 great quarters, where they really duel it out? That's what makes the good quarterbacks and the great quarterbacks great. Knowing you got a chance to win in any situation. That's why we really never believe we got a chance to win in any situation. We can psych ourselves as Dolphin fans to try to tell us ourselves we gonna win, but deep down we know. And hopefully they surprise me. Deep down we know. But TD, he was in the MVP conversation and led the league in passing. Yeah, that's fine, but this is why I told you he would never win it. That's my point. This is why I've always told you he would never win it. He would never win the MVP. Because all of it is empty stats against the weaker competition. And the truth be told, it wasn't even him. It's them playmakers putting the ball in their hand and they rip up the field and make Tua stats look great. It was the playmakers. Now, Tua had a solid 2022 where he was putting the ball on the money and stride in the intermediate crossers over the middle, just throwing it in spots. Boy, Pittsburgh's a playoff team, but they are getting exposed. Yeah. This is real tough sledding right now for them, man. The Bengals trying to get this W. The Bengals are not playing. They want this W. They trying to stay alive for when Burrow get back. And I'm gonna tell you now, the crazy part about it is they win this game. They're only a game and a half out of first place. That's what's crazy. The Bengals win this game. They are only a game and a half out of first place. The NFL ain't closed yet. It's open for everybody to make a run. But you know the teams that are really bad that ain't gonna make a run, like Miami Jets, them, all those teams. It's other teams that can still make a run, like Baltimore if Lamar get healthy. It's a few teams. Oh, good coverage by Ramsey on that. Incomplete. TD, is there a chance for the Bills to get Waddle? That would be um more about, yeah, it's a chance because Chris Greer is our GM, but that would be straight up malpractice. You cannot allow that to happen. He would be perfect for Buffalo. I'm telling you, Buffalo might actually finally get over the hump if they were to get a Waddle. But Chris Greer would be exercising straight up. Man, that's treason. That's treason. You don't let that mess happen. That would be treason. And if I'm Buffalo, I'm like, hey, I got a first and a third for you. And I'm gonna tell you now, a first and a third you can't turn down, but that's still treason. That's still treason. That's a great little package. You can't turn down, but man, that's treason. You might just have to turn that down. I don't see how you turn down something like that. See, a team like Buffalo, they gotta overpay to get stuff done like that. But it would be worth it for them. But I think they're more too prideful to do something like that anyway. I would be mad. I would be mad because I'm telling you now, you basically just you possibly secure the AFC championship for the Bills to go to the Super Bowl if that happened. So Greer wouldn't do that. But I don't see how a general manager could turn down a first and a third for Waddle, given the current state of the team. I don't know how you could turn that down. That's huge for both teams. You know, Waddle to New England. Let me listen. If he go to New England, see Drake May, man, he's balling out of his mind. But if Waddle went to New England, I'm gonna tell you now, man, you got man, look out NFL. Once again, it's treason, but you got Diggs running around and Waddle with them tight ends. They be built pretty nice. Matter of fact, that run game might finally open up because of the threat in the wide receiving core. There, that might make their run game better just because teams are going to be covering. They're going to be putting the extra man in that secondary. Yeah, it would be treason though. TD, did you hear Tomlin comments about the Browns trading Flacco to the Bengals? Yeah, calling them out, calling them out because it's shady. Tomlin basically was saying, if you believed in this guy so much to start the season, then how could you trade him and not only trade him, but to a division rival? Like, and you know your division rival needs a quarterback, and if you thought so highly of him at the beginning of the season, and you trade him to the division rival that need a quarterback, what he doing is exposing how fraudulent Cleveland's been. You never believed in Flacco. You never you knew that wasn't going to have your season doing nothing. You did it because you wanted to try to remove yourself from the Shador controversy. Nobody was going to argue starting the veteran. And the general manager forced Stefanski to reevaluate everything by trading Flacco. That's what this is about. Good run by Pittsburgh there by Warren. Should the Dolphins make a play for Deshaun Watson? Not at this point. Not at this point. Too many consecutive injuries. If he gets healthy, will he stay healthy? Not worth it. Not worth it at all. Now, if the contract is starting to expire, the next year, if you wanted to move off of Tua, if they wanted him, you can take it because the contract expiring. But I don't even think that's the case because they kept restructuring to save money for the team. So Watson's money, all that guaranteed money, been getting pushed and pushed and pushed. I'm gonna tell you now, they still have hopes. This is the unspoken truth. They still have plans on playing Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. I believe it. I believe that once he's done rehabbing, they're gonna try to give him one more crack at it. You don't invest that much money and just be, yeah, you have to. They're gonna try to give one more crack at it. Oh, they want Watson to play 100%. Yeah, yeah, I think that's what they're stalling out for. I'm gonna tell you now, if we make Dylan Gabriel look good, somebody got to get fired. That kid is bad. Mm. All right, Pittsburgh trying to strike. They headed down the field. Shout out to Flicks with the donation. Said that man Washington looks like a old lineman. Which Washington you talking about? Not as bad as Shador or Tua. You a lie. Dylan Gabriel is not a good quarterback. Shador is 10 times better than Dylan Gabriel. We know what's going on. Offset, offset penalties. Mm. Did you see mm, those Gabriel passes? Does he not know how to lead a receiver? No, man. He's a bad quarterback. Everything's too high, too behind the receiver, and short. Yeah, man. He's not a good quarterback. Now he might look good versus the Dolphins because that's something we've been doing, making people look good. It's just first and goal for Pittsburgh, chopped down right away. Yeah, Washington is big. He do look like a lineman. Look like a tackle. Yeah, I see what you talk about. Ooh. Incomplete. The Bengals defense playing better. 3rd and 18 coming up. Yeah, more like third and goal for the 18. Tua's been outplayed by every QB we've played for, and I stop now. Yeah, you might be right. Mm. Yeah, here's the show. Supporting Tua shows. Oh, Lord. What matter is how you is in the red zone. Yeah, I can't do half of what Gabriel can do. Yeah, I can't do 10% of what he can do. He's still bad. Aaron Rodgers gonna throw another pick. Watch. Tua is an elite QB. He's elite in getting coaches fired. C's 007, man. Hey, listen, man. It's funny, man. I remember, like everything he done put you through. You believed, you hoped. Oh, touchdown, Aaron Rodgers. That was a strike. Wow. That was a pass. Fairmouth. That was a pass. Third and goal from the 18. What a strike. Split safeties. Wow. Touchdown, Aaron Rodgers. All right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Taking all you bums on. Rodgers is throwing missiles tonight, here and there. All right, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you punch that like button. We're gonna be right back at it tomorrow. And yeah, man, we're gonna chop it up, but nothing's gonna happen this week, y'all. They're gonna play their game. Now, if we win, it's just they're just gonna string it on even longer. If we lose, they might concede. Because if we lose, let me tell you, if we lose to the Browns, you're an idiot if you don't just end it all. Because you ain't gonna beat Atlanta if you lose to the Browns. This is probably the most winnable game on the rest of the schedule. This and the Saints, and this is probably the most winnable. This one right here. Well, maybe the Jets again, but y'all get my point. Top three most winnable game. Here it is. So y'all know me on Sunday. I'm gonna be front and center cheering my team. Let's go. But if this goes south, man, wow, we might be in play for the first overall pick. We'll see. Time will tell. But what I'm worried about is the fact that it's gonna be raining, the very windy, 60 degrees, cool, not cold, but cool, windy, and raining. I don't know what to think, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Real quick before I get out of here, Flicks with the donation say, yo, TD, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, Miami versus Browns. I saw that. It's 20 mile an hour winds. If the storm produces like it's possible, but there's no guarantee. They don't know yet. But if it does, ravel up to what they think it might, then yeah, you can get wins like that. So I don't know what to say. We'll see. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up out of here. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all as always. Fins up no matter what. Y'all take care, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of the game. Peace. I'm out.